Hi there. So the PTS just dropped yesterday, and with it came the new solo arena called Vateshran, Vateshran, something Vates Olives. Honestly, the name is gonna be like VVH. I don't know, man. And I'm gonna show you how it works in general, the mechanic, the world, everything. Just to start off, it isn't like a direct harder version, like the Dragonstar Arena and the Black Rose Prison. It's really its own unique thing. So when you start the dungeon, you basically enter, go through some NPCs, get the quest, and then BAM! You enter the door and you get into your little hub world, I'll call that, where you can basically decide which portal to take first. Each portal represents a different realm, so the blue one is the realm of Molag Bal, the green one is the realm to Ursine, and the red one is to the Brainstorm Den. I don't know what that really is, but it's kind of like City of Ash 2. You know, with Viking Scoria and everything, big lava everywhere. Um, each portal is really like its own mini dungeon. You get a path with some enemies to clear. Some got like close to 1 million health. There aren't as many of them though. You got a first boss and a second boss, and after the first boss, you got a mechanic that stays. There is one hidden path and hidden boss fight, but I'll get to that later on the video. So starting to the left, the first one is the blue portal. The mechanic in this world is basically that there's going to be a circle that you can synergize, and it teleports you in a location, a little path that you need to take. You have about 20 seconds, and after that you get TP back to the original spot. Um, Along the path there will be small orb that reset the timer. There will be some add too, but you're not obligated to kill them. You just need to reach a certain chain and activate it, and that's it, you're done. Now, the first boss is a little mage with a flesh atronach. You can basically kill them at any time, but you need to know that the first one you kill, like if I kill the mage, the flesh atronach will become enraged and regenerate health. If I kill the flesh atronach first, the mage will become enraged and regenerate health. But the mage at a certain point will be invincible and you have to kill the flesh atronach before him. But I do think if you have the DPS for it, that burning the mage down is easier, because the mage obviously is gonna attack you from a range distance, and the flesh atronach is really slow and is a melee only, so it's really easy to kite him. I didn't try to kill them both. Keep in mind that I just did 2 run, one with my stam sword and one with my necro, so I didn't really try. Maybe it is possible. Onto the second boss, I didn't get all of the mechanic. Maybe it's bug. You still need to know that this is the PTS. Things might not work or just get changed in general. So basically on the second boss, there is one floor, and there's a second floor. And on the second floor, there's gonna be little IAD that gonna shoot laser beam at you. Either they're gonna just hit you and deal some damage, or they're gonna just try to hit you underground. It's gonna basically be a little dance floor arena. It's pretty cool. Look at that. You can go up using the circle, and you basically got time to kill them. But immediately after, like the time, the ad there were more of them and they just respawn immediately, like no cooldown. So I don't know if it's a bug, but at the moment I don't see a point in going up. Sometimes there's a eye that spawn, but it doesn't really do any attack if you're not close to him. and the boss doesn't really do any big mechanics, so it's don't get close to it and kill him and bada bing bada boom, you're done. Okay, so now the green portal. The mechanic of this role is basically the grappling hook, you know, the thing you've been using since like 1 year, and it's really not that new. You know that? Yeah, that thing. Um, so you reach the first boss that aren't really something special. Um, Now the boss is basically an entity that will possess each of the big sapling you see right there. Each one of them has their attack. Like the blue one is the one from sacrifice thingy dungeon. I don't remember the fucking name, man. He does a big, huge ass wave. You need to block it. There's a green one that does the thing in the other dungeon. The fucking Jesus. Moon and Keep. Yeah, Moon and Keep. He does a big cone for like a fucking 2 years and it one shots you, but I don't know if it deals a fuck ton of damage. You just gotta dodge it. And there's a red one that does fire. It's pretty easy. You just fight them. The only hard part is that during the fight, when her health drop, the other sapling will come to life without her possessing them, and you cannot kill them. Like they'll be invincible, but as soon as you kill the entity, the fight's over. The other thing is that there'll be smaller sapling that will try to steal a buff. Now this buff, you get it right from the start of the fight, but if they do steal it from you, you basically cannot deal damage to the boss. And all you have to do is just interrupt them, so it's not really hard to keep the buff. Don't worry about it. Okay, so the second boss, you're gonna be in an area that is separated into 4 little islands. 2 are blues and 2 are red. Basically the boss, the big mechanic of the fight is that the boss will do attack that depending on what island you are on, he will become immune on it. So basically, if I'm standing on the red island, he will become immune to on any red island. So we gotta switch to a blue island to deal him damage. During this attack, he spawns 2 golden ghosts that are pretty easy to kill. And that's pretty much the fight during 50% of his health. And at 50%, there are 1 ghost on each island. I'll start doing a voodoo animation to throw fireball at all the islands. And basically, you can interrupt them. And if you do not interrupt them after some time, they basically pick 1 island and it's gonna be all on fire and you cannot go to it. So basically, you can stop 4 of them, 3, 2, 1 of them. Just as long as you got 1, you're good to go. The little fireballs they throw doesn't deal a lot of damage and it's easy to avoid. But it's really the part where you won't be able to stand on an island. That's the big thing. So that's up to you. Did you want to interrupt all of them or just 1 of them? But if you want to damage the boss, you gotta interrupt multiple of them. Because if you got 1 island and the boss does his attack where he's invincible on 1 island, then you look like a big fucking the red portal. The mechanic of this role is basically that there's going to be a ball of fire and stone that if you attack, it's gonna give you a immunity to the lava ground, the lava, and you can swim in lava basically. And there will be a lot of big open area with lots of lava. And now, this is the only world where there are an ad that can actually damage you. You remember the Denim Dino from the Maelstrom Arena? You know, in the final Final stage, you know, he spits on you some fire and you get a big debuff. Yeah, you know, he has like 150k health. Yeah, now he has 800k health, so you cannot burn him that easily, so good luck, fucko. Now the first boss is a lava fly. Her only big mechanic is that she'll teleport from time to time and put a lava geyser. This geyser will deal decent damage and will stay there, and there can be multiple geyser. So now you're gonna probably ask, how can I stop it? I'm gonna die too. I'm coming to it, bitch boy. Just let me explain, okay? There will be basically a fire Atronak ad that spawned, and you basically have to kill him on the geyser to stop it. It's basically timer based or geyser and Atronak, so don't really worry about it. Once there's a geyser, there will be a fire Atronak, or you can just keep him alive and not damage him. There will be small Gremlin to him, but they don't really do anything. So, yeah. The second boss is a knight that got 3 big things you need to focus on. The one thing he will create a fire shield with 3 spinny fire breath. You can still damage him, but you cannot go near him. And you gotta basically run around him. He's not on crack like the first boss of Black Rose. It's basically the same thing but smaller. And it doesn't deal that much damage as Black Rose. And you can run away from it if you want to, but he's gonna throw small balls of fire. So it's up to you, do you wanna run around or just run away? His other mechanic is that he's going to plant his sword into the ground, and the whole square of the arena is gonna turn into lava. So your 2 options is either to use the ball to be immune to lava, or get into the small circle, because there's like you can see on the screen. I don't need to explain this shit, man. This small little circle isn't going to be on fire. His third mechanic is that he will do a breath attack, just like the Denim Dino. But it lasts for 20 seconds, and you can just step out of it. Like you'll see he'll do his little animation thing. At around 50% of his health, a skeleton colossus spawn, and I think 20 to 30% there's another one. You don't have to kill them, but again, it's up to you. You can kill him and just take your time. Up to you. And the final thing is that he has a little execute mechanic. He just goes in the middle and drops tons of fireball in every direction, and you just murder him like it's nothing, and bada bing bada boom. Okay, so now when you have finished each of the portal, you can access the final portal right in the middle. There's no path, there's no really big well, it's just the last boss you're in. I think this is really the hardest part, with one other thing that I'm gonna explain later, but basically this is probably the part where people are gonna be stuck on. There is a lot of stuff that will happen, and the longer the fight goes on, the more shit will happen. So there are multiple things to keep in mind. First thing, from time to time, she will spawn a little archer with a little Voriplasm. The archer does an heavy attack from time to time, and it deals quite like that. I think it dealt 4 to 5k damage, something like that. And the little glob just gonna stand somewhere on the map, and if you walk on it, he's just gonna deal big damage and slows you down. But they don't have a lot of health, so you can easily kill them. Depending on her health, she's gonna ask a little skeleton colossus. You gotta be careful because they are already on the map, but they are chained up. But if you damage them, well, they will come after you to get that ass, so be careful with that. The boss has a mechanic where she can dig down into the ground and she'll jump on you. You just have, to get out of the AoE. She has a cone AoE attack. It takes a lot of time, but it's quite big. You again just move out. Um, One of the things, she's gonna get to the ground, do some positions that are really weird, and gonna spawn a circular attack around her. You basically have to move toward or backward, and again, it doesn't deal that much damage, but with all the other shit going on, that's the real problem. Now the big thing in this fight is that she's gonna do a dialogue and basically ask help from the void, and all around the area there's going to be little ads that spawn, and they are linked to each other with a beam. You basically have to kill one of them to destroy the beam and get through them. It's basically like the final boss of Death of Malator, if I remember correctly, where there are ghosts and you just gotta kill one of them. They basically walk the circle. You walk in the middle of the circle. Otherwise, you'll basically be stuck in a little small circle. And if you didn't die because of the AoE of the boss, AoE of the ad and everything, they start to do a voodoo animation and they kill you instantly once they're done with it. So now that's all the mechanic of the fight. But the thing is, when her health drops low, she will begin a big AoE attack that will fill the whole arena and one-shot you, so you gotta get out of here ASAP. There are going to be 3 little islands, one of each portal you took, one from Moloch Ball, one from Earsin, and one from the Denstone, whatever the shit. And you gotta pick one of them. You can pick any of them, but depending on which one you take, it's gonna add a mechanic. So you basically use the hook, and it's kind of like VCR. It basically teleports you to another dimension. You gotta synergize a void orb or something. Yeah, or something. And again, depending on what portal you take, there's a different mechanic. So let's say you decide to take the Moloch Ball portal. It's a mage, and the mechanic is that he's gonna do lightning, AoE cone, not cone, but circle that's gonna spawn around the map, and you gotta run around. You kill them, but the thing is, during this time you're in the portal, the boss is going to heal themselves. So the longer you take to kill the ad, the more health you will have, and the longer the fight goes on. And once you kill the ad, you activate the portal to get back. And now into the boss fight, the lightning AoE mechanic will stay for the rest of the fight. Now you do DPS her, DPS the ad, DPS everything. And you gotta do it 2 more times. The Earthscene portal is a Minotaur you're gonna have to fight, and the mechanic is that it's gonna drop a big red circle of fire, and it's gonna slow you down. And the portal for the Gemstone, it's basically a knight you have to fight. But there's gonna be a mage that starts spawning, a fire mage that basically does the same attack from the mage of the 8th arena in Maelstrom Arena. You know, where the little mage pushes stuff up and just, yeah, you know, that thing. Yeah. And once you did all the 3 portal, next time you drop her low, she's not going to do mechanic and just murder her ass. And then good job, you now got the ugly ass skin and a weapon that might be useful, broken, or totally useless. So now the final little thing, I didn't mention the hidden path, and I'll be well in some other stuff. So basically, there's a hidden path in each world, but to get to it you need a certain mechanic. So basically the mechanic is either the grappling hook, the circle, or the orb. So basically, to have access to the hidden path in the blue portal, you need to have the grappling hook. To get access to the green hidden path, you need to have access to the fireball to walk on lava. To get access in the red portal to the hidden path, you need to activate the circle in the blue world. So it's basically like a triangle thing. To basically get the mechanic, you need to kill the first boss. That's where you get it. So depending on what class you are, it's gonna change what path you want to take. Each boost, basically the first hidden path leads to a boost, and depending on what world you get, it's gonna boost your resource. So let's say I'm in the blue portal, it's gonna give you magicka. I'm in the red portal, it's gonna give me health. I'm in the green portal, it's gonna give me stamina. And once you took the orb for the boost, there will be multiple orbs that spawn in the level that you can take, and it's giving you a plus 1000 boost in whatever resources that you just upgraded. Now the hidden boss is basically right before the second boss. There's again a hidden path that you can take, and you get to a hidden boss. These aren't really difficult. The blue one is just a mage that will teleport in different little rooms, and you gotta follow him with the circle, and you got just 20 seconds to DPS him and rinse and repeat. There's just a little ad that spins around. In the green portal, it's a big ass bug that jumps from little island to island. You just got to follow them. It don't really deal that much damage. The fire one is just a big fire atronach that does fire AoE, so it are quite easy to beat. And to empower one of the mechanic. So basically the blue portal, the mechanic is the circle that you can synergize. So when you synergize a portal now, there'll be a small little mage that will help you kill some stuff. When you use the grappling hook in the green world, it's gonna give you a movement speed boost, and it's gonna interrupt everyone around you. So it's good for the final boss. Basically, it's just that it's good for the second boss of the world you are. And for the red portal, it's when you activate the orb, you get the armor boost. So it's just a little niche thing. Like, oh yeah, it's good to have, but it's not that much of a deal. Oh yeah, one other thing is that when you start the dungeon tryout, whatever the fuck you wanna call it, all the enemies are not at 100% strength. Basically, the first portal you go through, the ads have less health than the one you're going to encounter in the second one. So basically, for example, the first, like the big boss in the blue portal is gonna have 2.7 million health on your first go. But if the blue portal is the third one, like it's your final one, then the boss will have 4.1 million health. It's basically a mechanic where the hardest fight, you wanna take it as the first fight, and the easiest one as the last one. So in general, this dungeon was a great experience, discovering beautiful world, different path, hidden path, different boosts, everything. But I don't know how great it's gonna be when you farm it, because I don't know, it takes I think it takes as much time as Maelstrom Arena. But the thing is, Maelstrom Arena, you're constantly killing stuff, and this one, you're moving a lot. There's still the sigil, the speed run, no death, all that stuff, no sigil run. The skin isn't really beautiful. Some of the weapons might be interesting, because I really don't know. But the one big problem like I got with it is that they let you choose your path, but you don't really have a choice. Like let's say I'm a Magicka DPS, so obviously I want to get the Magicka Orb to deal more damage and the Health Orb because the Stamina Orb, I don't really care about my stamina, so obviously I'm gonna start by the green portal. But if I'm a stam DPS, then obviously I want health and stamina, but I don't care about Magicka, so I'm gonna start at the blue portal. And I think the 5,000 pluses, because you can get more than 5,000 with, is gonna be more worth it than just like the ads have less health, the boss have less health. So yeah, you have the choice, but do you really have a choice? So anyway, I was on the PTS, so that a lot of stuff could change, a lot of stuff could be bugged. So nothing that I experienced was 100% sure to be there in the final version. And with that said, F off.